Hey, welcome back. It's as always good to see you today. I hope you are having a wonderful start to your week. It is Monday, and it is President's Day, which I completely forgot. And for my regular full time job, we actually have today off as a holiday, and I did not realize this until around noon when I'd already worked like half the day. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm off today. So then I just spun around and started doing work for my part time work. But so that's why I'm able to start a little bit earlier at 3:30. But we I normally wouldn't be streaming on Mondays, but I'm gonna try to squeeze this in before D&D at 5 o'clock, and we may try to do this moving forward. But I also don't have my meeting tonight at 8 o'clock, so I'll be playing some Stardew Valley this evening. But I do want to say hello to my wonderful, fabulous YouTube wife. Hello, Scythe. So good to see you, my dear. I thought you would be out and about doing things, but you are able to join, and I greatly appreciate you so much. Um, you may be the only one here for a while here, babe. Might just be me and you for a bit because I am streaming at kind of an odd time. So, but we do have. Let me pop over here. We do have this video from Amberlynn called My Last Response to Beck. I assume this means she's saying this is my final response. My final. This is the last time I am responding to Beck because Beck has done a few Q&As. So, we're going to see what that's all about. Hello, Lizzie R. Shouldn't you be in school? Good to see you though. Hey, Peep Chop. Good to see you, buddy. You be lurking. Always fine to lurk. So, but we don't have a lot of time today, so we're gonna try to steam through this. um, Let me get rid of my thumbnail and a PD. Today is a holiday, isn't it? As I just said a while ago, it is a holiday. Because I was off work from one of my jobs and I didn't realize it until I'd worked half the day. Because I'm a dumbass. Because I have to keep track of two different companies' holidays. So. Alright. Should be good there. There we go. So we are going to do. Sorry, I'm looking something up. So. All right. Washington's birthday. Actually, it is not Washington's birthday today, but President's Day never falls on his actual birthday. Oh, how did your job interviews go? Oh, awesome. They offered you a position on the spot. Don't know if that's suspicious or not. I don't know what kind of camps these are. Maybe that's the norm for camps. But, I don't know. Congratulations. Just pick whichever one is best for you. But we're going to do a quick. First of all, if you are new here, I do speed Amberlynn up to 1.25 speed because she does speak a little too slowly for me. So all that being said, we're going to do a quick sound check here. to check her volume. Heather! Hey, friend. Just finished a meeting. Well, that's always good. Are you sure you're supposed to be working today? Are you not off today like I was and work half the goddamn day because you're an idiot? Hey, Mars. Good to see you, Mars. So we're gonna do a quick sound check here.
Yes, I should be asleep, but here I am awake, filming a video. I was actually getting ready to get comfy and try to sleep. My sleeping hasn't been the greatest. I've just been having a lot of anxiety, and when I have a lot
Oh, let me just mute her.
Something else.
All right, how's the volume for Amberlynn there? Mars, yes, because it is only what 11:30ish p.m. there. So Medicare closes for no. That is true. All right, I had it off from one job. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. All right, awesome. We're gonna start Amber over.
Hello. So welcome to a new video. It's actually February 7th at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Girl, 3 a.m. in the morning. What are you out ghost hunting? Lizzie, so good to see you. I hope you're well. I'm glad the party went well this past weekend. Mars, you have 3 more hours of screen time. So, I like how she even added, oh, you can't see my hand, but how she even added the at 3 a.m. there at the end. Aaron, good to see you. We just commented yesterday that we didn't see you yesterday. How is our resident Canadian? And then the honorary Canadian Lizzie, because she, not Lizzie R, Lizzie. That does make it rough, Nicole. I'm sorry to hear that. Birthdays and anniversaries of things of people that are gone are always rough to deal with, definitely. So I hope you're doing okay, and I hope we can provide a little bit of a distraction for you. Where's Pearl so we can bond over 3 a.m. clickbait? ALR does nothing and still manages a garbage sleep schedule. So it could be medically related. I mean, I don't know. I have a friend that has a lot of sleep issues and is on disability. One of my gaming friends that I game with on Monday nights. She has insomnia and a non 24-hour circadian, but oh, Valentine's Day was their anniversary. That's so sweet. It's sad though. But yeah. Sorry, Scythe. I'm talking to people. Gotta have my wife cracking the whip on me.
Yes, I should be asleep, but here I am awake, filming a video. I was actually getting ready to get comfy and try to sleep. My sleeping hasn't been the greatest. I've just been having a lot of anxiety, and when I have a lot of anxiety, I go to sleep really late.
So it's anxiety is why she's having sleep issues. Is this still anxiety from the breakup? Is this anxiety because of all these other videos coming out? I don't know. Is it just generalized anxiety that she's not medicated for and probably should be? That's rough, Aaron. I'm sorry, y'all.
And I genuinely hate it. Something I've suffered with majority of my life. But anyways, I could have totally slept and waited till tomorrow to film this, but I think it's just so heavy that like I have to do it now so I can just be completely done with it. I watched Beck's new video that they posted tonight or today or whatever, but it was a new one. So that video genuinely shocked me.
Uh-oh. Do we have to go watch a Beck video?
And it made me feel stupid and dumb, and it made me...
I mean, there's lots of things. that could and probably should make you feel stupid and dumb. The biggest one being the moon landing.
Realized that like the way that I viewed our relationship was completely wrong, and I was oblivious to a lot of things.
I don't know. Saying that you viewed your relationship wrong, maybe you saw things differently than your partner did at that time. And maybe looking back, you're like, wow, I had not the best view of it then. I don't know, because in that moment she probably saw it completely differently than looking back or seeing Beck's point of view from it. Like, oh, this is how Beck was seeing it. Wow, I see that now.
Even to the extent of the way that I treated them. So I want to be accountable in that.
This is Amber's latest video. She uploaded it yesterday. So Amberlynn does keep saying she wants to be accountable. I know she's heard me and others say that she's never accountable. She doesn't hold herself accountable. And she's just using it as a catch-all. But she's not giving us anything concrete that she's holding herself accountable for. You know, does that make sense? She's not... You know, she's just... I'm holding myself accountable for how I treated Beck in the relationship. Okay, well, tell us that you know how you treated Beck or what you did. Let us know that you know what you are holding yourself accountable for instead of giving us a catch-all.
The way that I treated them. So I want to be accountable in that.
But they've Geneva been on that grind. Oh.
The way that I treated them. So I want to be accountable in that. But this is just the example that I saw in their newest video where it made me look back and be like, yeah, like we both actually viewed this relationship completely different. So in their new video, they were reacting to a compilation video of me being rude to them for
okay. Compilation video. We're gonna have to watch this, aren't we? I hope it's quick, because we only have about an hour that I can stream from now. Let's see. I'm sorry you think you were treated poorly. Me, Nicole, thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. Did I say I was treated poorly? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if I said that. Alright, we have Beck kinda relax.
Okay, I thought my hair was dead, but surprise.
Beck kinda relax. Kinda reacts. Okay, we are going to... Oh, that's basically Amber to Beck. Got you. Alright, so I have... Alright, so we are going to also speed Beck up to 1.25 speed, because Beck also speaks slowly. Alright, 12 minutes. Okay, we're gonna get through this quickly.
Hey guys, I am back with a different video than I was expecting to make. I was going to be making a video about the cryptids from Wendigoon's series, the Iceberg series. But after yesterday's members only live, I decided that this would be more fitting. I wanted to respond to a few things that Amber said in that live, but first I'm going to be reacting to a video by Random Content named Amberlynn Reed Being Rude.
Oh, they misspelled Amberlynn's name. Amberlynn. I don't think I've ever seen this one.
To Becky for 10 minutes. I also want to mention that I'm looking into the next time I'll be able to do a live stream and hopefully have things figured out so that there are no more audio or video issues this time around. I'm aiming for next week, but keep an eye on my community tab.
All right, Lizzie, I'm not gonna look at chat
When I decide on a date and a time. The next thing I want to discuss is a question I got in Mr. Snowflake's Q&A. You guys were asking me about someone knocking and yelling in the background in an old vlog. Unfortunately, I don't exactly remember what happened on this day, but I did receive the video from a bunch of you guys and I really appreciate it, so I wanted to watch and see what I thought it could be. Now, because I don't remember what happened this day, what I will be saying is going to be based off of what I'm hearing. So it's going to be purely speculation.
Beck's been doing a lot of that. I hate to say it, but a lot of these things, she's like, I don't remember this time, and I don't remember this or this, but here's what it could be. And so a lot of these questions about Amber have been, a lot of it's been speculation. Ooh, banana taffy pre-workout? Sounds tasty.
Let's try this banana taffy. And then we got some more of these, which is great because we've already...
I do hear a knocking in the background and a voice that does kind of sound like Amber. To me, it sounds like Amber yelling babe, which was something that she did a lot. If I was in another room or
It does sound like babe.
not paying attention to my phone. And sometimes she would knock on the wall if she needed to get my attention. And I can't tell if it's coming from the bedroom or the bathroom, but it's definitely one of those places.
That's what it sounded like, yeah. Hi, Stitch. Hey, hey, hey. Leslie, the pre-workout. I like bananas.
Let's get into it. So,
Wait, what did that? Oh.
hey
Becky
guys,
appearance.
I don't even think that's on me. There you go. Hey baby.
I'm pre-apologizing for the inside instrumental music. Personally, not my choice. Oh, is that from random content? I guess random content's music.
We're getting ready to go
Bananas.
see it every day, and we read this book, and I really like the concept, but there's some things that go down in it that I'm not really happy about. So I'm hoping the movie will be better, and
I haven't
just better
heard.
representation and better character development.
Haven't heard of this.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. So I know.
Speaking of which, you all in the Discord, why you send right under delete? I have big meaty claws. I'm always fat fingering shit. Y'all in the Discord, we're gonna watch a movie Saturday night in the Discord. Let me know what you want to see, and maybe we'll vote for a few. Put in suggestions.
I never wanted to be in the vlogs or vlog myself, but she would hand me the camera and be like, you're vlogging today. And if I said I didn't want to, she would say, well, you're working for me. And what she meant by that was,
Oh, well, you're working for me. Don't do that to your partner. Don't say that to your partner if you're vlog. Well, you're working for me because you're using the money that I've made. I haven't seen a picture of Beck in probably a year, Si. There may be one on Facebook, but I haven't seen it.
she was buying food, paying the bills, and I had to earn those things. But meanwhile,
Shit. That's so fucking shitty.
I was taking care of her the whole time.
Thank you.
Oh, this wasn't the time I shut the door on her.
Are you excited?
Mm-hmm. I look so visibly uncomfortable.
To be fair, Beck always kind of looks uncomfortable. Maybe that's because the camera is on them. But Beck always kind of looks uncomfortable.
At the theater, she swung the camera in my face, and it was so unexpected, and I just really didn't want to be on camera, and there it was. So I was just like,
Yeah, if you're... At least Amber learned after Beck if people don't want to be on camera, don't put them on camera. So that's one takeaway from that relationship that she took. But she should have learned that sooner with the boundaries. With Beck being like, I don't want to be on camera. Well, you're working for me. Bitch, that's your girlfriend. She's not fucking working for you unless you're paying her and have your own little ALR incorporated.
Fanny packs are back in business.
I'm so excited. What did you fat
Actually gonna work.
Yeah, she should have learned with Crystal and with Destiny, and yeah.
I was so uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, she says.
You need to make it a little bit bigger.
I hated that shirt.
I still think I'm too fat.
Baby, you just gotta lose a little bit of weight.
I knew that was coming because I remember this clip. For Amberlynn telling anybody, baby, you just need to lose a little bit of weight. Excuse me? Who needs to lose a little bit of weight? How about the one zipping around in the little rascal in the fucking Walmart?
I know you can do it.
Amber saying
I know you can do. Bitch, please. We know you can do it too, Amberlynn.
this to me about the fanny pack lived rent free in my mind for a really long time.
I was one who came.
Yeah, that is so shitty. Same, Heather. If Amberlynn were to tell me, you need to lose a little bit of weight, what the fuck do you say to me? Do you think she learned it or Jade just enforced it? I think it could have been both. I think that Wifey could have just been like, no, I am not appearing on camera, except for, you know, my arm coming in, my hand, maybe my ass as I'm showing off my Teddy Fresh shorts.
I showed her this.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I wanted a peach so bad. They have no peaches. They have nectarines, but I don't want a nectarine. I want a peach.
Aww. Aww. No peaches. Poor Beck.
I know, it's so good.
Where are we at?
It was the cornbread, but
Texas Roadhouse?
I'm doing this because I had a really, really bad week.
Yeah, me too.
We haven't been tracking. We've been eating out on the daily. I eat candy on the nightly. Bags of hot Cheetos, bags of Ruffles here, Chinese buffets there.
Chinese buffets. I know she says it that way just to piss people off. It seems most of the women that get into a relationship with Amberlynn tend to gain a lot of weight in that relationship. And I know it's typical when you're in a relationship to gain a little bit of weight because you kind of get that comfortability. And people will sometimes tend to gain a little bit of weight. But it's like Amberlynn just wants to eat out. She doesn't like to cook, doesn't want to cook. Her partner may or may not cook. But it's pretty common to gain weight. But with Amberlynn, it seems like they really gain weight.
What?
I was at.
What was that?
Bags of hot Cheetos, bags of Ruffles here, Chinese buffets there.
What?
Chinese buffets. What?
I was absolutely appalled right here. I was just like, what? Excuse me?
What? It's buffet.
Baby, I know.
Buffet.
Baby, I know. She didn't know.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. This looks so awkward.
What do you mean?
Oh, there's a dude over there. He's probably like, what the fuck are they
Baby,
doing?
he can't see us from here.
Okay, sure.
But if so, I swear to God, you know, there has been times, because I used to vlog in public like a lot more. There has been times where people have been like, are you talking to yourself? Like, I remember this one time.
And this is where I start disassociating.
But it was
I would do that a lot to escape from the moment. And that's another reason why I don't remember a lot of the relationship, because I would disassociate to escape. But anyway, I do see.
If you have to do that in a relationship just because you don't want to listen to your partner talk, maybe you shouldn't be in that relationship. Oh, my girlfriend's talking again. Yeah, that's not good.
Seem really out of it. I think I had just started a new medication, and I was newly taking medication. I'd never taken it before.
What is your face? Is it because the sun's right? Oh, I'm sorry to be. But he was like, "Are you on the phone?"
Oh, I'm sorry, but are you on the shit? Oh my god. Oh my god.
You can definitely tell that I don't feel good and I'm not up for talking, but she just keeps on going.
Are you really the last person to find out about this Skip Ads Forever button? This is Pie,
Apparently.
and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've...
We just woke up, you guys, and look.
She always manages to film me at my worst angles, just like maybe she's trying to make me look worse and make her
I don't know if she was doing that on purpose. I mean, I don't know.
look better.
So we are here to do another weigh-in for you guys. Yay, weigh-ins.
You excited, girl?
I mean, I gained, but it's barely anything. So, I'm not that hurt about it.
What?
What are you reading?
Me?
No.
I actually just finished rewatching Legend of Korra, and I really am dying for a new Avatar series to come out.
How's that taste?
I look like shit.
Baby, I just got to tell you how sexy you look.
I feel like crap too.
I know, her head hurts, but how does it taste?
I've had a migraine all day. I'm starving.
Oh, that was so good.
What did she dip in that? In that yogurt? We're supposed to get 8 inches of snow on Wednesday.
I mean, y'all, like.
Snap peas with
try
yogurt.
it.
Low grade fever right now.
What is it?
I think it was 99.4.
I mean, that's not too bad.
You can tell on my face that I am
Beck does not feel good. And, oh my god.
not feeling good at all. I just don't know why she was filming me at all, because I feel like in a normal relationship, people would either go into a different room and keep vlogging or would just stop altogether to check on their partner.
She's still sick.
I'm very
But
sick.
she ended up going to the doctor, and it's just sinuses stuff, and she's on antibiotics.
It's a sinus infection plus a throat infection.
Yeah.
I said it's not contagious, so calm down.
Yeah, it's not contained. I still get like weird.
So I feel really bad and really rough. I have had hardly any sleep last night. I just kept having to sit up, and it was rough. But that's why I wasn't in the last weigh-in video, because I was extremely sick, and I just stayed in the bed. Is what I was told to do. So yeah, so
Do you feel better?
I thought those were snap peas, but I wasn't 100% certain.
To go out today and stuff? Because I mean, I can always go myself.
I mean, I don't feel good, but I don't want you to have to go alone.
This
Hey,
part
Breath Machine
of the
Poncho.
vlog was completely planned. She told me basically what to say before we started filming,
Hey, Fiona's mom. Good to see you all.
because she knew that I looked visibly sick and that I didn't want to go. But there was no possible way for her to go on her own, so I had to go regardless. But she wanted it to seem for the vlog.
I know, I was just thinking that I can go by myself. Can you? Can you? I don't think you could have gone anywhere by yourself at this point in time.
That going was my choice, or that I even had the option to stay home. But in reality, I felt awful and just didn't want to go, so we should have waited for another day.
Hello, everyone. I feel much better now.
I think that was just me being weird. Awkward.
I literally feel like I've been kicked in the ribs because I've coughed so much.
Becky is squinting hardcore. I mean, I kind of am too, because the sun is in front of us, but it's just better lighting. I really hope we're both in frame for this.
It was miserable.
Only Beck was in frame for that.
Like, I remember in January when Becky and I were trying to lose weight, like, I would cook all the meals myself.
She didn't really like
Did she?
I mean, we're kind of eating similar things, but, like, she's trying to focus on her own type of eating, and I'm trying to focus on my own type of eating. I can help you cut calories. It's really not as hard as people make it seem.
I'm pretty sure they did, because Ricky had a job that he would go to.
I think it's just because I've been doing it for so long. That's my thing. Because I remember when I first started years and years and years ago, it was definitely confusing. But it's just like...
I probably just have elevator music in my head at that point.
Trying to clean, which I haven't barely done, and trying to fix our fan because our fan is crapped out.
I'm devastated here. I cannot sleep without a fan.
You definitely need that fan.
You know, I don't think we'll be able to use it tonight very annoying.
Is it where you're plugging it in?
My ex-girlfriend had to have a fan. they were called like Cyclone or something was this fan, and it was always going like max speed in the bedroom, and it made the room so cold because it was blowing right at us and it was so loud. But yeah, so I have an ex-girlfriend that also had to always have a fan just blowing.
It just doesn't work anywhere.
I'm very stressed. Can you tell?
I'm trying to clean out the back of it with a pair of tweezers because I don't have the right tools to get it open. So that's what I've been sitting there doing.
It got stuck in the branch that it was growing on, and then it also has a line.
So that's it for this video. This isn't the only video of its kind, but I picked this one because it is a bit shorter. But I do hope that you enjoyed the things that I had to say about it. And now I just want to jump into my reaction to Amber's most recent Members Only Live. I didn't want to make a standalone video to respond because it really didn't deserve one. All I have to say is this. An apology is not public when it's behind a paywall. An apology is not an apology when you call me a liar and insult.
Didn't somebody just say that in our last video's chat?
Me in the same breath. You say that I'm making these videos for money and that I'm not telling the truth, and you wish that I wasn't saying these things publicly. Meanwhile, you shamed me and exploited me publicly for many years. That's why I won't keep my story private, because it was never private. And yes, it is my story to tell, and I'm going to tell it how I want to tell it. I've been as respectful as I can be while still sharing my story with people who were there as it played out. I haven't mentioned a lot of things because they are embarrassing for everyone involved and private. But being embarrassed isn't a reason to claim something is a lie when it isn't. You said that reaction channels see me as all good now because I'm against you. But while they've been nice, they've also had very valid criticisms about me in my past, especially while with you. And nobody sees me as all good because I don't want them to, and I've never have.
I would say a lot of people do see Beck as all good, and she can do no wrong. But I think I would say that I would call into question some of Beck's memories on some specific things because of apparent dissociation and just being on that medication and things. So I would say that their memory during some of these times might not be completely accurate, just like Amberlynn's memories aren't completely accurate. So it's always going to be a they said she said kind of thing with their relationship. But we have video evidence from the relationship because Amberlynn did vlog so much of Amberlynn being rude and just not caring about other people, being very selfish and only being concerned about herself and her vlog and whatever, and just not showing any kind of care towards her partner, which you know by the seashore doesn't come across as Amberlynn would be a very good person to be in a relationship with. So it seems like she would be very much all about herself, and we saw that in the relationship with Beck. And maybe it was because she just wasn't as into Beck as she was Destiny or Wifey or Erica or Emily. Maybe that was just a Beck thing, and maybe she was resentful of being in a relationship with Beck. But she treated Beck like crap a lot of that relationship.
I've made many mistakes, and I will probably continue to make more mistakes. But I've put in the work and tried really hard to change and be better. You have not changed, and I'm definitely not going to be sending you a private message because I don't care to get that apology from you, and I certainly don't want to talk to you. An apology without change or accountability has no meaning. And that's all I have to say to you. I want to thank everyone who emailed me and sent in fan art of things.
All right, we can look at fan art later. So yeah, so those were just a few of the times that Amberlynn was rude to Beck and everything. And hopefully Amber can take this criticism and these things away and just be like, oh, wow, I did do that. We'll see what she says. Yeah, Beck was a rebound. I don't think any of us expected it to last that long.
"10 minutes straight," and in the reaction, Beck stated multiple times that it's obvious that they didn't want to be on camera. And they said, oh, look at me zoning out while she's talking. And it's like both of those things like genuinely hurt. And it made me realize like,
I will say, I'm probably pretty certain that Beck told Amber off camera, I don't want to be on camera. But and if Beck did say to Amberlynn at any point in time, I don't want to be on camera today, I don't want to be on camera today, I don't want to be filmed today, and Amberlynn did it anyway, that's very disrespectful. But if Beck never said, I'm not comfortable being on camera today, I don't want to be recorded today, and Amberlynn did it, and didn't notice that Beck appeared to be uncomfortable, it would really be on Beck to say, hey, I don't want to be filmed today, can you not film me? The disassociation when Amberlynn is talking, I can see, just being like, oh my god, but that just seems like you're not really, you don't really care what your girlfriend has to say, and that's kind of rude in my opinion from Beck's side. Just to be like, God, Amberlynn's talking again, I don't care. It just so I think both of them didn't care for each other as much as they should have for as serious of a relationship that they were allegedly in, like being engaged. It's pretty obvious that they weren't in love with each other, I think. Did they love each other? Probably, but I don't think they loved each other enough to be in a relationship, especially if you're just like, she's talking, I'm gonna disassociate. And if you're like, oh, you have a fever, well, anyway, here, that's come on, Amber.
Like, I didn't even notice these things. Just like how when I...
Of course, no, and you wouldn't because you didn't want to, you didn't care to, because you didn't care enough for what other people, were going through or feeling, because it was all about you.
I was in a relationship with them, I didn't notice how mean or rude I could come off until looking back, and I just feel super remorseful. I viewed our whole relationship a certain way that it...
So, I'd say Amberlynn probably isn't alone in that. Sometimes maybe you don't realize in the moment how something that you've said or done comes across. I'm sure I'm guilty of that with people, like saying or doing something and then later being like, oh wow, that was kind of shitty of me. Or, oh my god, I bet they saw that this way, and that's not how I meant it to be. But it was pretty constant with Amberlynn, and in my opinion, a lot of that just comes from Amberlynn being more concerned about herself than others during this time. Hopefully she's grown a little bit with that.
It wasn't. I genuinely thought that they wanted to be on camera and that they were okay with being on camera. And I was so accustomed to them zoning out or seeming like they didn't want to be on camera that like that was normal for me. But I didn't know that the zoning out and the look on their face, etc., was like an indication that they weren't listening to me or that they didn't want to be on camera. Like that is like news to me. So knowing that like I viewed our relationship one way and it wasn't, like I genuinely look stupid, but I guess like maybe I low-key deserve it. Realizing.
So I will say, if Beck never said, I don't want to be on camera, which we don't know, then Amberlynn shouldn't have filmed it, and Amberlynn should have been like, oh, yeah, they did say they didn't want to be on camera, but I filmed them anyway. So it sounds like Beck never explicitly said, I don't want to be on camera, and Amberlynn never picked up on Beck being uncomfortable, because Beck always kind of looks that way, to be honest. So it's because I don't recall Beck in this last video saying, I told her I don't want to be on camera. She just said, it's obvious that I don't want to be on camera. But apparently it wasn't obvious to Amberlynn. So
that we both viewed this relationship so differently actually makes it easier for me to be accountable and to apologize, because if that's the way that they truly viewed it, like, I deeply apologize for that. And
but what are you apologizing for? How are you seeing Beck as viewing the relationship? What are you remorseful for? What are you apologizing for? For her viewing the relationship a certain way? What are you taking away from this? Give us specifics.
There's nothing I can do to change their opinions and their thoughts and their experience, because that's what they lived. I wasn't the greatest girlfriend. I wasn't.
Planning to move? Join the 6 million families who discovered a smarter, more flexible way to move with
the most perfect.
Right. Amber showed that she did push those boundaries, absolutely. But if Beck never said, I don't want to be on camera, how is Amber supposed to explicitly know? I mean, Amber's not a mind reader. And she apparently didn't pick up on Beck being uncomfortable. Whether that's because Amber just doesn't pick up on these things, or because Amber is pretty selfish during this time period. It could be a combination of both.
Perfect girlfriend, but I will say I'm not all good, I'm not all bad, and I wasn't that way then either. Like, our relationship was definitely complex, and even though it might not be visible to the public or even to Beck in this moment, I have taken accountability for the things that I've done. And in the
No, you haven't. You actually haven't. All you've said is I'm taking accountability. But what are you taking accountability for?
Video, they even stated, like, I don't want you to reach out to me, and that's very much why I haven't, because I wanted to respect those boundaries. But they said, I don't want an apology from you. I genuinely feel like Beck deserves an apology for the wrongdoings that I did do. But if they don't want to accept it or hear
For the wrongdoings that I did do
it, then I have to be okay with that. I'm not going to apologize to the internet. The apology wasn't for you guys, it was for them. I feel like in this situation, like this type.
Right, and that's what kind of bugs me about some people, is they're like, we need an apology. No, we don't. The person that needs that apology is Beck. And not us. We aren't the ones that she wronged. We're just people viewing the relationship through a computer or phone screen. Beck is the one that needs the apology, not us. And if Beck is like, I don't want it, I mean, that's fine. Then they can both just move on. Yes, Lizzie. I mean, judging Amber for that is absolutely. I mean, you shouldn't be filming your partner in the shower or taking a dump.
Type of accountability should be handled in private, just like the apology should have, and the sort of discussion that is like happening between back and forth with us. Like, these things should be happening in private. And it's like when personal matters like this are brought onto like a public platform, I feel like backed up in a corner, like I have to defend myself or I have to say something. But it's like, I'm not going to sit here and go through every single thing that they said, like every single claim, every single this or that, because that is just going to fuel negativity.
Let me hear that again. Did my keyboard? I think my keyboard just died. Hold on, I need to plug my keyboard in. What kind of plug do you take? Alright, sorry. Gotta plug my keyboard in. It's a wireless keyboard. I have a cable here that'll fit it. Let me plug this bad boy in. It's a pretty keyboard.
Really don't feel like the back and forth.
Oh shit! It's a pretty keyboard. It lights up. Ooh. Let me back her up a second.
Say something, but it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and go through every single thing that they said, like every single.
No, you don't have to go through every single thing, but just giving a blanket, I'm accountable, I'm sorry. I mean, sure, I'm sorry that I treated you like poo-poo for the majority of the relationship. I'm sorry that I didn't recognize that you were uncomfortable and didn't want to be filmed. I'm sorry that I didn't respect your boundaries. I'm gonna hold myself accountable for treating you in this way, X, Y, and Z. I mean, Beck hasn't given a lot of very specifics, but if there is anything specific, like, you know, I know that she could say something like, I know that a lot of my behavior stemmed from the undiagnosed BPD, and I recognize that now, and it doesn't make it okay, but I recognize now that was the reason why I was behaving this way, and I'm sorry that I put those constraints onto you because of my own insecurities, and that's my own fault. And I'm sorry that I pulled you away from your family. I'm sorry that I behaved that way when it came to your mom, when it came to your sister, whatever. I'm I'm sorry that I made you feel like crap for those sorts of things. She could find some very specific examples to try to apologize for. I mean, they were together, what, 4 years? 5 years? They were together for a while, so there's a lot. I mean, we don't need a bullet list, but.
Claim every single this or that, because that is just going to fuel negativity. I truly don't feel like the back and forth.
Girl, enough of the negativity. Anytime anything is remotely not positive for you, it's fueling negativity. You need to get off the TikTok.
Fourth is productive for either of us, but if they truly feel like sharing their story is what is going to help them in the long run, then go for it. But I have to genuinely step away. Like I said, I wasn't going to speak about them, and that was standing. But like hearing all of these things being said, it's been hard for me, because it's like I have shown growth in my personal life, and it's.
She has stopped filming girlfriends taking a shit. When people have asked to not be on camera or not be filmed, she has not filmed them. So that does show some growth in respecting people's boundaries. At least.
It's hard to like show growth publicly when these are things that like was.
Do I have her sped up? She should still be, yeah.
Happening behind the scenes. So publicly, I might look the same to you guys, but I have changed a lot. I am always open for growth and for.
I will say, we haven't seen a lot of her interaction with other people in the last couple of years because she can't show anybody else on camera. So we aren't able as viewers to judge if her interaction with people that she's in a relationship with has changed any, because we just aren't able to see it because she's not showing people on camera because they don't want to be on camera. I will say that I did see some growth and some maturity when it came to the phone call with Brittany. Amberlynn was definitely the adult in that phone call. And it was just kind of like I'm not engaging with this. You know what? You're right. Whatever. I'm done with this kind of a thing. And I think that also may have to do with age. I mean, the relationship with Beck has been over for, what, 3.5 years now, maybe? And she was with Beck for, what, 4 or 5 years? So, I mean, late 20s to early 30s. She was with Beck, and now she's in her mid-30s. I would say just as a person in general, she's changed and grown a little bit and hopefully evolved. Just in general.
For changing to be a better person every single day, and I want to reflect on the past more, because that actually genuinely helps me see.
Therapy will help you do that.
Ways that I need to improve and ways that I already have improved.
And I just want to say that anytime that I had Beck on my channel, it was never out of malice. I never meant to disrespect them, and I really, 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 really did love them. This might be.
Did you? I mean, if this is what Amber says her feelings are, that's what her feelings are. But I don't get that impression as a viewer that she really, really, really did love Beck. I don't get that impression.
Little tea, because no one knows, but when Beck and I were just friends, while I was with Feline, and Feline did know this, don't worry. One night I got really, really drunk, and I told Beck, like, I really was in love with you, and I still love you, like, you're a great person. And I hyped them up because genuinely, I owe so much to them, and I have so much gratitude to them. They were there for me during some of the hardest moments of my life, i.e. when I was diagnosed with cancer. But I have never tried to show them in a certain way. Nothing was ever out of malice from the bottom of my heart, and I just really needed to make that clear.
Like, honestly,
I think a lot of it, so as I've said before, I think a lot of Amber's issues in her relationships up until wifey were because of undiagnosed mental health issues and behaviors stemming from her childhood. And like I've said many times before, that I think a lot of her behaviors and the way she treated people was just from either ignorance or just for fear of losing people. And so all of her childhood and mental health issues manifested in toxic ways in these relationships. And hopefully with therapy, she'll be able to look back and recognize these things and be able to not have those issues happen in the future, or at least be able to mitigate them. But I know Beck did a lot for Amber in that relationship. We all know that. And the way that we saw Amber interact with Beck on camera wasn't the best. She was very selfish, very self-centered, and didn't seem to really care about Beck or Beck's well-being. It was all about her and what she wanted.
All I can really do is just continue working on myself. My focus moving forward is to just ignore it all. Like, I wanted to take what Beck is doing and put it in like a positive way and put a positive spin to it and like be like, yeah, I am accountable. But at the same time, obviously, like, I do find frustrations in the ways that I feel like they are exaggerating or they have lied. I do firmly believe that.
So again, she's saying that Beck has lied about some things. If Beck has lied about some things, prove it. I know some things, it might just be a they said, she said, again, where there is no physical proof or anything, but people aren't going to believe you if you just come on and say, Beck's lying about this. People will want to see evidence and proof of what Beck has lied about you.
Two things can happen at once. I can be accountable, but I can also be frustrated. But I'm not accountable and frustrated about the same things. Like everyone likes to say, there are three sides to every story. Their side, my side, the truth.
Hey, look at that. Something else I've said in videos. See, Amberlynn can learn. Now go watch my moon landing video, Amber.
And like a really good example of like people viewing things differently, like kind of what's going on with like Blake and Justin. Blake feels like one thing happened, well, Justin's like, no, that's not what happened. So you know what? I can't even sit here and firmly be like, okay, Beck is lying, because if they viewed it that way, then I have to accept that for what it is.
Well, if she's saying something happened that absolutely just did not happen 100%, just didn't happen, then you can say this is a lie. But if it comes down to viewing the same situation differently, that wouldn't be a lie. That's just a different lens that you're looking through a situation. But if Beck is like, oh, Amber did this and this, and you're like, I never did that, then that could be something that you could show proof of, possibly. But again, sometimes there may not be physical evidence or any kind of proof of something. But so there's a very distinct difference between actual lies and then how somebody else feels about something. Because you could feel two different ways about something, but if they're fabricating something, then that's different.
Because what's true to someone and the way that they view something might not be true to everyone else in the room.
I want to play devil's advocate here for a second. If I'm remembering something wrong, that Beck genuinely remembers as like a full truth.
So here's the thing, like I've said before, it seems like both of them have some memory issues when it comes to times during their relationship. So it's like, okay, do we have this event on camera that we can go back and watch? Because it seems like both of these people have some memory issues when it comes to the relationship. It's the Code Red situation type deal. Yeah. I don't know how far Amberlynn could actually throw a bottle of Code Red. I mean, what kind of an arm does she really have?
Then that's fair as well, because I have really bad memory problems due to moments of high stress, trauma, BPD. When I have anxiety, sometimes I'll literally like black out because I'm so anxious. And I just want to say, whether my apology was behind a paywall, whether it was in a Snapchat, whether it's in a YouTube video, or whether I say it to Beck directly, it is 100% sincere. And I have apologized to them personally, but that was years ago after our breakup. Beck and I was friends for about a year after we broke up. And obviously that didn't work out, which I understand, but I did apologize to them. I don't think that I took as much accountability as I do take now, because like I said, every day I like to reflect and just grow into a better person. So I'm not gonna sit here and
I'm just imagining Amberlynn sitting at her little kitchen table. She doesn't have a kitchen table. Sitting there in her chair with a cup of tea, looking out the window, sipping her tea. Here we go. I have a cup. Sitting there with her little coffee cup, reflecting on her relationship with Beck or anything, being like, I did do that. And then pulling out her journal and writing down in her journal reflections and just looking back on her life.
And list off every single claim that they said and write down like, okay guys, these are the things that are true and these are the things that aren't. These are the things that I'm accountable for. Like, there's no productivity in that, because whether the internet knows what I'm accountable for versus what I'm not accountable for, that doesn't bother me.
Right, but nobody is going to think you're sincere or believe you if you just give a blanket, I'm holding myself accountable. Great. For what? You know, I mean, and I mean, she's right that it's not us that she needs to be held accountable to or for when it comes to the relationship with Beck. Beck is the person that needs that, and Beck doesn't want it. I mean, so she is just kind of given a, hey, yeah, but people aren't going to let it go. ALR gave Beck a fake AF apology and is mad Beck isn't grateful. Yeah, I don't know if she's sincere or not. She appears to be sincere and hopefully learning, but giving it a blanket, I'm just general in I'm sorry and I'm holding myself accountable, seems more almost performative, unless she is actually like, wow, I remember this situation and this situation and I treated Beck like shit.
The only person
I will say that for this to be a true YouTube apology, she needs to be dressed in white and maybe have a ukulele.
That I'm worried about and them actually hearing me is Beck. And if they don't want to, that's their prerogative. I'm okay with that. I want them to do whatever helps them. I'm not apologizing for myself. I'm apologizing to the person that I was in a relationship with for almost 5 years. And I hurt them, and I'm sorry for that. I really want to continue taking that experience and that relationship and learning from it. Beck can say absolutely anything from this point forward, and I am not going to respond.
We'll see. We will see.
I genuinely wish them nothing but the best. And the apology that I need to give to you guys, if I hurt any of you during this whole thing because you guys...
How the fuck would you have hurt us? We weren't in a relationship with you. We were just watching you on TV.
care for Beck, then I'm also sorry for that. I'm a very flawed individual. That is not an excuse, but I'm a flawed individual that can learn from this experience. And thankfully, I have. Whether people see it or believe it,
What I will say is, I'm sure a lot of us have been in relationships where either we or our partners weren't great. Maybe we were the toxic person in the relationship. Maybe they were the toxic person in the relationship. And looking back, we're like, wow, that was shitty. But our relationships weren't broadcasted on the internet for thousands, 100,000 people to watch. So it's a shitty situation to have this kind of play out on the internet for people over years and years. But when you're a vlogger, that happens. But I mean, to have so many people sitting back and judging your relationship like this, it's, I don't know if for us to sit back and armchair judge people like this. I mean, that's what we do as reaction channels, right? And as people in my chat, we're judging these people. But it's like, I was probably toxic in my early 20s in some relationships too. And I've grown and learned. And hopefully we're seeing Amber do that as well, looking back being like, wow. Except I didn't have to do it in front of thousands of people online because I'm a dinosaur and we didn't have YouTube. But it's a weird situation to be in. Hey, Zombius now, good to see you. Don't need to apologize. You can watch the replay.
I know it because I am my own person and I know how I've been in past relationships. And as I've gotten older and more mature and I've learned more about my BPD and just who I am as a person, I have become a better person and I have become a better girlfriend. I've become a better friend. I've become a better pet.
Have you? Because according to Alexis, you have not.
Parent, I've become a better daughter, I've become a better sister, but I'm still flawed. I'm super complex and nuanced, just like we all are. And this just has to be the last time that I speak about this to protect my peace, and I hope that Beck does things that
protect your peace, Callie.
Also protects theirs. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
From friendly.
All right. Yeah. I hope that Amberlynn is sincere in this. Some of it does seem a little bit performative, but I do hope that watching some of these clips and like hearing some of the things that Beck is saying has made her kind of look back and think about things and be like, wow, I treated her like treated them like crap. And I think, like I just said, I don't think that a lot of us can sit here and be a holier than thou and be like, I've never done this, I've never treated somebody badly. But it's to have it play out in front of thousands of people. And hopefully Amberlynn is able to look back at these relationships through a different lens now, and hopefully with therapy, and recognize these and hopefully make changes moving forward. But we will only be able to see that and have evidence of it moving forward if her behavior changes. Will we be able to tell if she's actually learned anything and is really working on being a better person? She's saying the right things, and that could only be because she's hearing reaction channels say these things and she's parroting them. But I do hope that she is able to learn and grow. And I hope that Beck has had therapy. I hope that Beck has been able to move on, find a healthier relationship, hopefully, and move on and just be their own person and leave the past relationship in the past. Once they tell their story that they want to tell, once they share what they want to share, then they can be like, look, I'm done with Amberlynn now. I've told you everything that I'm going to tell you about that relationship, and we're moving on. So hopefully Beck is able to get through all of that and then move on with her life, get married, and all that jazz. So, Mars, my ex contacted me after 2 years of no contact, sent me a huge text of just yap, 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 and no real apology. Some people are incapable of straight up saying sorry. Yeah. So hopefully Amberlynn is sitting there with her little cup of tea and reflecting on her life. But again, just giving a blanket, I'm sorry for the way I was in the relationship, and I'm holding myself accountable just in general isn't going to satisfy a lot of people, because it doesn't show that it doesn't show that she understands or recognizes specific things that she did badly in the relationship. She doesn't recognize specific behaviors. And I think that's what people want to see. They want to see that she recognizes that this behavior and this behavior was not okay. So I don't know if we'll ever see that from Amberlynn, because if she doesn't want to speak about it anymore, she's not going to say anything. So, you know, maybe it'll be a Cherry Coke Zero. I am trying, whenever my D&D starts, the Dr. Pepper Blackberry. I have a 0 sugar one here because my D&D friends, a couple of them have tried the Blackberry and have said it's absolutely delicious. So I have a Dr. Pepper 0 sugar Blackberry, and I'm going to be giving that a sippy sip during D&D. So, all right, well, look at that. We got through 2 videos today in time that I would not normally have had available. So it is Monday. I have D&D starting at 5 p.m. Central. We'll go until about 8 p.m. Central. I'll put it in the Discord if anybody wants to come watch us on Twitch. Our DM does stream it. I think maybe about 8:30. I might play some Stardew Valley, and we will stream some Stardew Valley. And tomorrow night, Amberlynn's going to upload tomorrow, but Amberlynn is also going live tomorrow night because it's Tuesday night. So we will be watching that in Discord. Oh, you had a Coke Zero? My kind of girl. I like the Coke Zero. I love me some Coke Zero. So that is the current schedule. I need to get my streaming schedule for the week to you, Scythe, and also to you, Heather. I will get my schedule for the week planned out, and I will give it to you guys. So, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nicole. Thank you all for being here. My lovely YouTube wife, Scythe. Thank you, Mars. Thank you, Heather. Zombius Now. Lizzie R. Aaron. Peep Chop. I might scroll past some names here on accident. Hibiscus. DV. Lizzie, I think I already said Lizzie R. Both Lizzies, Lizzie and Lizzie R. Thank you all so much for being here today. I appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me. As always, I know you are busy and you have other choices in reaction channels to watch, and I appreciate you choosing mine for this little bit of time. I hope you all have an amazing rest of the day. I will see you all tomorrow. And, well, I'll see you tonight, possibly. Oh, Zombius Now, if I missed you, thank you so much for being here. But I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your President's Day. And until next time, be safe and take care.